convert 3.6 degrees into degrees, minutes, and seconds. But before we begin this, let's talk a little about notation and what we know. So we know that for 1 degree, and this little circle here at the, you might call it in the power section, but this little circle here represents degrees. So for every 1 degree, we get 60 minutes. Instead of writing MIN, we're going to put 1 notch. We know that in 1 minute, that is equal to 60 seconds. And instead of writing SEC, we're going to put the 2 little notches here at the top. Okay, so now that's notations and what we know. Now let's come over here and let's do some converting. So when I begin this, I notice that this 3 is in front of the decimal. So that's automatically my degrees. So now I just need to focus on what's behind the decimal. Let's get it converted to minutes. All right, so I'm going to say plus. And right here, I'm going to do a parentheses. And you could do it separate from here if you want. But I know that I got 0.6 degrees. We need to convert that to minutes. Well, I know that for every 1 degree, and the reason I'm dividing by that is because I need the degrees to reduce, right? We get 60 minutes. Well, when I do this, there is no other decimals behind this 6, so there's a good chance we're not going to have 60 seconds but to factor in, but let's just see. When we do this, we reduce our degrees. Now it leaves me with 0.6 over 1, which we don't need the 1, times 60 minutes. So we got 0.6 times 60. That gives me 36 minutes. Since this 36 does not have a decimal, if it had a decimal, say right here, then we would focus in on these decimal placements to get our seconds. But we don't have a decimal here, so we are done. So I have 30 degrees plus that 36 minutes. That means my end answer is 3 degrees, 36 minutes. Now, let's do our next example. Our next example says we have 30 degrees, 33 minutes, 31 seconds. Convert it all to decimal. So that means when I get it all to decimal, my final answer will be in degrees. So I noticed they already have the 30 degrees here. So down here with my final answer, I'm going to go ahead and put my 30 and I'm going to put my dot for my decimal. And let's focus on the minutes and the 31 in the second, 31 seconds. Let's focus on those separately. You could do it all in one long line, but it could become messy and confusing. So if we just did it in parts, it'd be easier. So I know in 3 minutes, when I convert that to my degrees, I know that for every 1 degree, I get 60 minutes. The reason why I put minutes underneath is because I need these to reduce down and I need to have my power of a degree, not minutes. So now I have 33 60s all raised to the degree power. Now let's divide that. 33 divided by 60. That gives me 0.55 degrees. Oh, so far so good. I got 0.55 right here. Now let's find our seconds. So we have 31 seconds over. Now we can convert this to minutes and then go to degrees if you want. That would be easier. There's another way to do it. There's other options. So just be careful on which options you choose. Just pick the one that's best for you. I do know that if I said that I wanted to do my seconds to degrees, I'm just going to write it like this, to degrees. And this is a little side note. I know that, again, 1 degree was 60 minutes. Then that means in order for this to go to seconds, I need to know how many seconds are in 1 minute. Well, we said it was 60 seconds. So that means we're going to have 60 times 60 to get it in my seconds. But this is just, guys, if this confusing, don't worry about that. That will come later. What we can do is just break it down in parts. I know that here, I want to go ahead and convert this down. So I know there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. Okay. Well, I can rewrite this as 31 60s, all raised to 1 minute. But I need I need to get it to degrees now, right? So what I can say is, okay, let's convert it again. I got 31 over 60. I can't forget that 60. But let's convert this minute here. Let's convert it. Let me clean up my notation because I don't want to make it confusing. Let's convert that to degrees. So I know for every 1 degree, it's 60 minutes. When I notate it this way, now that I see that, I know this minute and that minute notation goes away because it reduces down, leaves me with 31 times 1 degrees. Actually, the whole thing's times 1 degrees, all over 60 times 60. So now what do I have? I have 31 over 3,600, and it's all raised to the degrees. Now let's type that in our calculator. Or you can do shorthand. When I typed it in my calculator, I get this. All right, so I'm looking at this power here. This power has a -3 on it. The negative tells me that we are going to move the decimal in this direction, however many places the number is. Well, negative told me it's a small number. That's why I know I'm moving in that direction. So, and it says to move 3 times. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to get 0.00861 and 1111. So it's just repeated. And when I round it, I'm going to round to this one here and just leave it as 1. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to add it here. So now I have 30.55861 degrees. You could, however, in your calculator, if you wanted, you could have said, oh, I got 30 degrees plus that 33/60 degrees plus 31 over 3,600 degrees, and it would have gave you the same thing. It would have gave you this answer here. So there's more than one way to go at this, and there's more than one way to set it up. So just reach out if you have any questions.